All right. We good? Can everybody see me okay? And the lighting is weird in here right now. Yep. Oh. Okay. That's weird. I don't know why the lighting's so weird right now. I feel bluish. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Are we good? Are we live? Can everyone see me okay? Can everyone hear me okay? Wow, hello, Mythboy. Hello to you too, Yukino. Hey. Bro, I got an ad. Oh, an ad played? Did that happen? Yes, I can hear you. Wonderful. Okay, great. Sorry. Yeah. We can hear you. Hello. Okay, great. I'm glad you guys can hear me okay, and it certainly sounds like you guys can see me okay. Even though, like, I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but my lighting looks a little weird to me right now. But hey, whatever. It's fine.
You're blue. I couldn't resist. You had a blue tint. I had to sing the classic song.
Ace Anderson says, sorry I wasn't at the last stream. Well, no, I can't forgive you for that, Ace.
No, we have a tally. We have a tally with your name on it, and since you weren't here, you know, you're about to be blacklisted.
Too many unexcused absences. We're going to have to let you...
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
There will be a punishment.
Yeah. I don't okay. Yeah, so, yeah, Wilda's here. Yeah.
The Blue Myth Man.
I know there are a lot of new people since the last live stream, so anyone who doesn't know, Wilda is my full-time business partner, and it was her idea to start this channel in the first place, so you all have her to thank, and she makes the damn Tinder videos, so you have her to thank for that. She's helped me shoot a lot of videos, she's helped me dress up for a lot of videos, she's helped me come up with a lot of ideas for videos. Also, the Crazy Creatures series was her idea, so she contributes in so many damn ways. There would literally be no channel without her. So you can all thank her for that. She's the best partner anybody could have, and she helps so much with the game. Like, there'd be no game without her. Also, is another. I'd be nothing without this one. No. This one's amazing. Oh God, I like the videos y'all make. That's good to hear.
Yay.
It's very good to hear. Thank you very much, Scout. In a fight, who would win, Ra or Apollo? I like how you have an H at the end of Ra, so it's Ra.
He's doing the Lady Gaga vibes. Rah,
who would win, Apollo or Ra?
Yeah, there needs to be a pizzazz, you know. We got to give it that modern touch of Ra.
I definitely think Ra would win that fight. Honestly, I think Ra is way more powerful than Apollo.
Then who?
Apollo.
But Apollo would seduce him.
That is true.
You know,
Apollo would try to seduce him.
Have you seen his Tinder profile with all his skills?
Yeah. Like, Ra is powerful enough to literally create gods, and he fights off a giant snake that's big enough to swallow the sun whole.
So Ra's kind of the equivalent of the Chinese, like, god of gods, right?
Are you talking about the Jade Emperor?
Yes.
Probably.
Kinda,
yeah, I think he's on a similar level to him, if I had to guess. Somebody said, you're very informative. Thank you very much. All right. I think Ra would win. I agree with you. What is your favorite Rick Riordan series? Mine is actually the original Percy Jackson, because I just felt so much when I was reading that for the first time. I love how it culminates in the last book. It's really, really cool. I mean, I think you've only read the Percy Jackson ones, right? Out of the Rick Riordan series.
Yeah.
So which one's your favorite? Which series is your favorite, since you've only read one of the series?
I mean, I read a little bit of what's the one? I forgot, but mainly it's those 5 books.
How was Chiron born if Poseidon created... I literally did a video about that a few days ago.
About what?
About how there's this funny thing where Kronos, you know Chiron the centaur? Mm-hmm. Chiron was born because Kronos took the form of a horse and banged a woman, kind of like what Zeus does. However, this was way before Poseidon existed, and Poseidon created horses in Greek mythology. So it's like, how did Kronos turn into a horse if horses didn't even exist yet?
Because he is god of all things.
Well, I said Kronos is the Titan of time, right? He was ahead of his time.
Thanks. I had an anime moment where just air goes out of my nostrils.
Do you think Kratos is going to beat Thor in the next God of War game? I think it'll be a really close match, but I do think Kratos will probably win. He'll probably get mortally wounded in it, though. She hasn't played God of War, so yeah. Love your content. And what is your favorite mythology? I get asked this every single time.
Classic question.
Yeah, it's hard for me to pick favorites because I love mythologies so much. I would fall back on Greek because I know it the best. I've known it the longest. It's what got me into all the other mythologies. My second favorite's probably Japanese, though, because Japanese is so weird, and I love it. I love how weird Japan is. Do you have a favorite?
I mean, you're more of the, mythy one out of us two. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I will say that I think Aztec in general is just savage.
It is. It's really cool, like how crazy Aztec is.
Aztec is, for me, like one of the more memorable ones, I guess. Yeah.
If you could pick a goddess to be your mom, which one would you pick? That's what somebody asked.
Do I want scary Nyx mommy?
Oh, God. I mean, you'd probably get cool, like, dark god powers if Nyx is your mommy. Nyx is the mother of the Fates, Eris, Thanatos, Hypnos, Charon. I would pick Hestia.
Oh,
because Hestia is Bestia. I probably have issues since someone said which goddess would you want as a wife. I picked Hestia. Now you're asking which do I want as a mom, and I still pick Hestia. Can we donate? I mean, there should be a donation button.
There's an
Please do
there.
Not spam the chat. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is your one and only warning. No spamming the chat. You spam the chat, you keep it up, I'm going to have to kick you out of the chat. Oh, well thank you for the donation, Nuclear the Gaming Nuke.
Well,
thank you so much. I mean, there's no message attached to the donation, but thank you so much. That's super nice. Thank you. Wow. I appreciate that. Do you ship Hermes and Loki?
I
don't know if either of them are... I know everyone loves to say Loki's fluid all over the place, but technically the only time... honest fact, the only time Loki's ever done anything with a male was the horse. And for all we know, the horse just kind of made it happen.
Yeah, he was just horsing around during that time. I hate myself.
So I've never really been on that, but, I see it. They're both mischief gods. I guess that's where you're getting it. They would pull the meanest pranks together. They need Sun Wukong on their team, though.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Max
you, Max Frost. Thanks for the $2. That's so nice. Woo. Yay. Awesome.
We got...
Go get a candy bar.
Like $3.
Oh, God. How's your day been? It's been all right. We actually went out and got some food and, hung out at a park with a lot of dogs.
Yes, the
dogs
best doggos.
Nice.
We love dogs.
Love hanging out with them. What is a movie you wish was never made? Star Wars The Last Jedi. I hate that movie. What about you?
What's that movie you showed me? The one where Max Rider... The one where they go all the way over here, just to go all the way
people
back.
People are gonna get mad.
I know. Come at me,
now. Mad Max Fury Road. She didn't like that.
I didn't like it. I ain't apologizing.
Addicted to anime. Thank you for the $2 donation. He says, sorry for spamming. Also, I love your vids. It's okay. But you understand now. No spamming. I appreciate you loving my vids, our vids. Thank you so much for that. And I really appreciate the donation. That's very nice of you. Oh, we got another one from Soren's Insanity, and he got a little punching doggo.
That's cute.
Thank you so much. You guys are being really nice today. Dang. What is one fact about Hades? Well, there's a lot of easy facts about Hades I can give you. I'll try to give you one that not a lot of people know about, actually. Did you know one of Hades' symbols is actually the cornucopia?
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
A lot of people don't know that. It's a symbol of both Hades and Demeter. And I think it's partially because Hades is also a god of minerals and wealth. Actually.
Yeah, I was actually going to throw out that Hades is the god of the good stones.
Yeah, so that's something. Yeah. Is
Hades a good god? Spill Drago.
I mean, it depends on what legend you look at, but he's way better than his relatives, I can tell you that. The best god is Hestia, out of the Greek major gods, and then the second best would probably be Hades. Yeah. The only bad things he's done that I can think of is the version of the Persephone myth where he kidnaps her, and the version of the Minthi myth where he cheats on Persephone with her. Those are two things. But compared to Poseidon and Zeus, he's a bloody altar boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing some people saying no. I wonder why. Would you take any god as a consort?
As a consort?
Doesn't that mean like god that like servant that you sleep with?
Oh.
Spiel Drago says, "Please help. I'll do my best." What's your favorite video game? Kingdom Hearts 2, personally.
Oops.
What about you?
Max Frost sent us more
Whoa,
money.
Max
Thanks,
Frost,
Max.
thank you.
Make it rain.
Can you explain about the game we're making? Is it a trading card game? It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is a competitive deck building trading card game.
Yeah.
You are you can, because you build your own deck. So you can trade the cards. It's not like there are some board games where the decks are finite and you're not allowed to alter them. In our game, we give you pre-made decks, obviously, so that you're ready to play. But you are allowed to customize the deck and alter it in almost any way you want. You can play on 2 different modes. You can play on Pantheon mode, where everyone is only allowed to use one mythology, or you can play mixed mode, where basically anything goes. And mixed mode is pretty insane, by the way. I recommend starting with Pantheon mode.
Yeah, basically the game, if you need a gist of it, it's pretty much if similar gameplay to like Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, you have an opponent across from you, and then you're playing cards, and trying to kill, basically.
Yeah, you play the characters during your turn. You would play characters first. Then you can, if you want, you can play a location card, which has an effect to everybody present. So you might want to play something that benefits your guys rather than your opponents. Then you can play equipment on your guys to make them possibly stronger. Like you can give them like the lightning bolt of Zeus, or the Aegis shield, or the Pegasus to ride. And then you can have your guys guard other guys behind them, and then you can have your guys start attacking your opponent's guys. I also saw, by the way, thank you, Soren's Insanity, for another donation. Wow.
And a unicorn.
I've never had this many donations before. This is really nice, you guys. And we got a little unicorn. I saw somebody ask, will it be available worldwide? Hopefully. That's what we're shooting for.
That's our ideal. We're not going to straight up promise, but the thing is, since it is possible with other Kickstarters, we should be able to do it.
Is
and
Zeus
that's
in the card game? Yes.
For sure, sure. Actually, you can see artwork for Zeus either on the Instagram at Tartarus Games or on the website. He's like the first image you see.
Big C Gaming says, "Am I a god?" Well, only you would know. There are ways to find out. Go out and try to smite someone. How will the rarity of cards work? Okay, so at launch, there's not going to be a lot of rarity because we're using Kickstarter.
What does rarity mean?
Rarity means like cards that are very hard to find, and stuff. But in the end game, I do want there to be some cards that are harder to find than others. We're going to have probably a card we're going to have a card specifically for the people who support the Kickstarter, right? Where we might have more than one, but we're going to have at least one. Should I tell them what it's going to be?
Okay. Throw it out there.
Serapis, the god who is both Greek and Egyptian. And he's going to have a special, every mythology has its own template. He's going to have a special one. So he's going to be a Kickstarter exclusive. Serapis. So yeah. Will you do Celtic gods? If the game succeeds, Celtic will be the first expansion. I've already actually made a test deck for Celtic, and it's working pretty well so far.
So XX_Apollo_XX is like, what god do you think she is?
Who's she?
Are we talking about me, or are we talking about...
Oh, what god do I think Wilda is? Well,
I don't know.
Given the kind of personality she has, I'd say she's a mixture of a sun goddess and a kind of crazy goddess. Maybe daughter
crazy goddess!
Like Bast. Maybe a daughter of Helios and Bast, I would ship. How would I be able to pre-order the cards, asked Mass Frost? And thank you so much for that $2 donation. You guys are being really generous today. It's hard to keep up with all of this. Well, once the Kickstarter goes live, that's how. And I will announce it the second it's live. I promise you guys. It will be announced on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Discord, and on the website. Everywhere. If you're on any of those sites at any point during that day, you will know. I saw somebody ask, have you ever played Warhammer 40K, the tabletop game? I actually used to paint the little Warhammer figures. And I wanted to play, but I didn't really learn how to play it. And this was when I was a teenager. And then my parents needed to rent the house out while we were away. So I put my Warhammer figures in the basement on top of stuff so it wouldn't get damaged. What I didn't know was that then my mom would come in and put a really heavy box right on top of them and destroy them, and that broke my heart. That hurt a lot. I have homework, but I put it off to watch you. Oh, well, that's nice, but you should get that done. But as a guy who's missed a lot of homework assignments, you're going to regret that. Soren's Insanity donates again. Thank you. And says, I feel challenged. Oh, God. And then Mirrodin Enris donates $2 and says, what's your favorite Japanese myth? Ooh, I love the tale of Isunboshi. The 1-inch high samurai. I told you him. Yeah. He had so much determination. No, Peach Boy is Momotaro. I love Izunboshi. I love that story about how this guy, even though he was only 1 inch tall, he was so determined to go out and do good things. And in the end, the gods actually made him normal size and gave him enhanced strength because they were so impressed by his determination. I love that story. Hi, I think you're awesome. You're awesome. What happened to the shorts? We still do them. We still do shorts at least 5 a week. So that's what happened. Nothing. Do you enjoy drawing? I suck at it. So I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, but nowadays it's rough. Have you? Okay, I see people saying, "Have you seen Record of Ragnarok? Have you read Record of Ragnarok? Can you do a reaction to Record of Ragnarok?" We watched Record of Ragnarok the night it aired on Netflix. The show. I haven't read the manga yet, and I put up a video discussing it. It's on the channel. You can check that out. It's it's called Record of Ragnarok Season 1. The Mythology Guy discusses. I think. Yeah.
Oh, Trey Smith said, "Hey, sup! I love your channel. Can you tell us your favorite Roman myth?"
Okay. Well, I'm glad you love the channel. Thank you very much. My favorite Greek myth has always been Heracles, so I guess my favorite Roman myth is Hercules. So, yeah, I guess that defaults to that. But if you're talking about exclusively Roman, I actually really like the tale of Romulus and Remus. So, that's one.
Some random introvert. Have you eaten Mexican food before?
Well,
I literally just ate.
You have eaten Mexican before? She literally just had Mexican food. I'm a fan of salsa. I like salsa a lot. I'm the kind of guy who used to take a tortilla and bite a face into it. I love doing that. And then I put it on. And then my dad would say, "Will you knock that off?" Hey, what's your favorite Apollo fact? I think it's hilarious how many of Apollo's lovers get turned into plants. Hyacinthus became a hyacinth. Clyde became a sunflower. Daphne became a tree. Apollo, there's a pattern here, and it's weird.
He has a blooming romance.
It's okay. He'll grow out of it. Once we get to the root of the problem.
Help.
But it's a very deep-seated issue.
Help.
It's okay. Don't worry. We've planted the seeds for new development. What's wrong?
Shuts off.
You're giving me a dirty look. Wow, you like the same one as me. Wonderful. How long have you guys been together? Well, we met when we were 22. We're 27 now. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you so much,
thank you, bruh,
for the $5 donation. Same guy who made Bethel had another idea for crow. Okay, I got to scroll the chat back. Hold on. All right, same guy who made Bethel had another idea about a crow strapped with lanterns that leads dead souls to the afterlife. What do you think, Chief? I think that's awesome. That's also very unique. For a character, like like the Grim Reaper or something. Like, what do we think of the idea of like a crow that has lanterns strapped to it that guides the souls to the afterlife? Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I think that's awesome. That's very unique, too. I've never heard of a crow leading people to the afterlife.
That makes sense, though.
Lanterns. It would be really cool.
Actually, what if a bunch of them said the murder?
Oh, like, yeah, a murder of crows. After a murder comes a murder.
Yeah. Aw, Yaketa says, "I love you guys so much."
Thank you. Oh. Your mother is lagging.
Your mom is lagging.
Yo mom is lagging.
Yo mama's lagging.
Yo mama's so lag. It's Bethesda up in here. It's a video game.
Oh.
How much money have you made tonight? I don't know. I'd have to count it. And I'm not going to stop the live to count the money, but thank you. Looks like I'm guessing we've made at least $20.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you, by the way. Sorry, I only donated 99 cents. Do not apologize,
don't apologize
for donating, dude.
We will take it.
Look, you guys don't owe us any donations. Well, we appreciate the hell out of it, but you never have to apologize for that. Hell, how much money do you make? It's different every day. There's really no single answer for that. I've got to go. Night. All right. Thank you, Random Chris 17, for coming in, though. Very, very nice to have you.
Sam says, I'm supposed to be sleeping for school tomorrow, but have always wanted always wanted to know if you were to live with any god or goddess from mythology for a year, which one would you live with?
Ooh, okay. That's a tough question. One of my answers is Hestia, because Hestia is Bestia. Another one is Sun Wukong, because I love him so much. I feel like he'd be so much fun. But he might be a little too crazy for me.
I kind of want to live with Dionysus, but because
of the party, but there might be a little too much party.
Exactly. I want him to be like the dude who visits once a month. You know
what's one thing? I would love to live with Hephaestus, maybe learn from him.
Like
maybe he can
but
teach me how to build. But you're already so handy.
You'd be like the ultimate handy person.
Thank you. Max Frost, another donation. Jeez, Max Frost, really maxing it out.
Come on.
So I know where my check is going. When you do the Kickstarter? Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Also, are you going to do a King Arthur expansion? That'll be part of the Celtic deck. So yes, it's part of the Celtic deck, which will be the first expansion. You might not get all the King Arthur stuff right away, but I eventually want to expand on all the decks. So there might be what? Lian Moon.
Oh my god, I love you guys so much. I'm happy that I catch you.
Oh, thank you. You guys are so nice.
Y'all are so wholesome.
Y'all are so freaking nice. What's your favorite song genre? I really love Journey, so I guess I really like rock and roll.
But generally speaking, you like dancey music.
Yeah, I like upbeat like music. Yeah. So I guess I'm a fan of a lot of pop music and stuff, I guess. Whoa! Several donations coming in. Okay.
The money.
From Alexis Marquez, thank you so much for that. Have you seen Record of Ragnarok? It's a fighting anime about a tournament between gods and humans. Okay, well, as we said earlier, we have a discussion video of the first season from Netflix on the channel, and you can find all of my thoughts on it there. Thank you so much for the donation. All right, from the Hidden 13... the Hidden One. Sorry, when you use threes for E's, it confuses me. But thank you so much for that donation. I only started watching your channel recently, and I love your content. Thank you. What is your favorite Norse god? For me, it's Loki. I think Loki is, I know it's a stereotypical answer, but I like him for different reasons than everyone else. I like how fun Loki is, and I like how he will do just about anything to get a laugh. I respect that, because I will also do just about anything to get a laugh. And I relate. Loki has literally tied his testicles to a goat to get a laugh. You have to respect
the dedication.
That. You respect the hustle. Do you have a favorite Norse god?
I feel like it's just stereotypical. I like Thor, you know. I mean, I have a tattoo that's Norse.
Yeah. She's got a Thor tattoo. Oh, thank you so much, Soren's Insanity and Combat Bard. You got some nice little emojis there. Got a laughing
I love emojis.
Lemon and a workout avocado.
Yeah. I do a lot of the stories for Instagram. I love putting like little moving stickers on there.
Yeah, that's nice. What's your favorite god? Asks God. Wow, God is in the chat. We've really ascended, haven't we? Yeah. My personal favorite is Hades because few factors. I always liked him as a kid. I still like him today. And it's partially the Disney Hercules movie. I know that's not accurate. It's not an accurate Hades at all, but how can you not love it? And it got me really interested in the mythical character. And when I read about him, I really liked him. So for me, it's Hades. What about you? You got a favorite?
I don't know. I'm just going to say like Anubis. Just because of that big D energy.
Thank you so much, Ghostboy, for the $2 donation. Man, I can't stop thanking you guys for donation. This is wow. Like, dang. Have you ever played an instrument? I actually used to play the drums.
That's
oops. What about you?
I can play a couple songs on the piano, like chopsticks, ding ding ding. Ding, ding, ding. I think my main instrument was my voice, just because I used to sing a lot. So yeah.
Zanelephant, thank you so much for the donation again. Damn. What are your thoughts on Lu Bu? Do you remember Lu Bu was in Record of Ragnarok? He was the Chinese warrior who fought Thor. I think Lu Bu is pretty cool.
Is Lu Bu the one who lost a lot and like?
No, that's the guy who fought Poseidon. Yeah, Lu Bu was the first fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Lu Bu is cool.
I think he's cool.
I've always been more of a Guan Yu fan. In fact, this is kind of funny because when we were watching the show, I remember thinking, I'm surprised it's not Guan Yu. And then the show actually addresses that Guan Yu is in the audience. And somebody's going, it should have been you, Guan Yu. And he's like, no, Lu Bu makes sense. I'm like, hey, if Guan Yu says so.
So Belkis Corcho says, if I donated $100, would you shave your head?
Oh my God. Oh, why do you put me in such a position?
I wouldn't want you to shave your head.
I don't want to shave my head. It's going to be nothing but Kratos videos for a month. I don't know. Thank you, Ghostboy, for the $2 donation. Do you know any facts about Vulcan? Vulcan is the Roman name for Hephaestus. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of fun facts about Hephaestus. Some people don't know he's actually the god of fire, in addition to other things. One fun fact is that while his wife was cheating on him with his brother, he did lay a trap for them.
Where
he laid like this golden net that caught them in the middle of banging while they were both naked. He caught him in a net and hung him in the throne room of Mount Olympus for days. Just left him there. I was like, hey, you two like each other so much. There you go. Out of all the Rick Riordan characters, who is your favorite? Thank you for the $2 donation, Venom. My favorite is Percy. I know it's a stereotypical thing to say, but he's my favorite. Thank you, Todd Hubert, for the $5 donation. Who's your favorite, Percy Jackson?
Percy also, just because it was told in his point of view, so you really like him.
Learn what he's like.
He's charming.
He's a really good guy, it's fun. Like when he showed up in the Heroes of Olympus series, I was ready for
Apollo again with the under X's and stuff. Opinions on cheesecake.
I'm not a cheesecake fan.
Love. Send us cheesecake. Oh shit.
Alex Webb, thank you for the $10 donation. Owen Hunt, thank you for the $5 donation. What do you think about the poetic and prose Eddas? So those are the two most iconic collections of Norse myths and poetry form. I think they're great, and I'm really glad we have them because it gives us access to a lot of Norse stories. And
have you read them?
Yes, I have.
Do you have copies?
I don't own them though. I do want to get my own.
You read poetry? Who are you? No, because that's me.
Actually, I do have one of the Eddas. It's down here. I just remembered. I actually do have one. Yeah, it's see, here we go. See,
She a big book.
Which one is this, though? It's been a long time since I read this one. I think this might be the poetic Edda. It actually doesn't say anywhere. You read this whole thing? Yeah. Years ago.
Wow. Who are you?
Yeah. It's not that hard to read, though. It's written like this. Yeah. So I got one of them, but not both of them. Did I miss any donations? No, I don't think I did. Mythology Guy, when did you come up with the idea for the card game? Actually, when I was I think 11, I came up with the idea. When I was very young. She's looking at a picture of a kid sucking a cow's teat. Why don't we close that?
Okay, we're gonna close that for now. But goodbye.
I came up with the idea for the game a long time. Like in my video where I talk about the game, I talk about this a little bit. But when I was a kid, I loved card games. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! I loved Pokemon. I tried to make my own little Calvin and Hobbes card game. When I was a little kid, I would trace Calvin and Hobbes images, and the game didn't work at all. I gave them like attack points and cute points. I was trying to make it stand out. I was like, what's something that's not in any card game? How about, because Calvin's a little kid and Hobbes is a stuffed animal. So I thought, how about cute points? If your cute score is too high, your opponent can't attack you because you're too... It didn't work at all. It didn't work. It was a broken system.
That's funny.
Now, since I loved mythology so much, I thought there should be a mythology card game, and I wish there was one. And then when I was in... like early college, I just decided to go ahead and start making it, and I started making it on my computer. And I made 4 decks over the course of a few years, and then I got into a bit of a rut because I got lazy. And then I met Wilda, and I told her about it, and I showed it to her, and she got so into it that she inspired me to keep going and make more decks. And Like, she inspired me to really pursue like making it a real thing. And she, like, as I was going, I don't know, I'm in a rut, I don't know how to handle this, she would go, well, why don't you just do this, 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 and this? And I was like, oh, I didn't think of any of that. And that kept happening every week. I'd be like, no, I'm in a rut. And she'd be like, why don't you just do this, this, and this? I'm like, I didn't think of that. And eventually I was like, hey, Wilda, why don't you want to do this together since you have so many ideas I don't have? And, you know, ever since then, it's been great.
It worked out.
Yeah. Love your channels. Please, can you tell me your favorite YouTuber, says Trey Smith. Oh, that's hard. The Mythology Guy's voice is so calming and smooth.
Oh.
Is it? Well then.
I just think it's annoying.
Did Zeus turn into Artemis? Yes, he did. He turned into Artemis in order to bang one of her huntresses, and that was messed up. That huntress thing got punished by getting turned into a bear.
Ghosty boy. Thank you for the 5.
Thank you for the donation. Do you watch anime? If you do, you need to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. People keep telling me that. I've watched some anime. I'm not a huge weeb, but I love Dragon Ball. I love Death Note. I love Attack on Titan, and I love Food Wars. That show was great.
Mirrodin Emery's sent $2. Thank you. Yeah. Who is your favorite trickster god?
Sun Wukong.
I thought you were going to say
love
Loki.
The hell out of it. I like Sun Wukong more than Loki. So somebody asked earlier who my favorite YouTuber is. That's hard. That's really hard. I really like John Tron. He's really funny.
But he doesn't upload as often.
He doesn't upload that often, but when he does, it's pretty damn good. I like Nostalgia Critic. Let's just say those are the top 2.
Oh, r/.
I do like r/.
r/ is funny.
Yeah. r/ is pretty darn good. Kadikarus is hilarious, if anybody hasn't heard of him. So there's some of the ones I really like.
So Esben Seraphin asked, who is your favorite Mayan god?
Favorite Mayan god? I really think Apuk is pretty cool, the god of decay. He's a pretty cool one. But my favorite Aztec god is Mictlantecuhtli, if anybody wanted to know that one.
So Brandon Storm asks, what would you like newer viewers to know about you or your channel?
That I'm working on a card game, but I think we've kind of covered that.
Yeah.
I want people to know. Look, I'll be honest. I want people to buy the game when it comes out, but that's because I want the game to exist because from what we've heard from people who have play tested it, people say it's a really good game, and I'm really proud of that. You don't know how it feels to hear that from somebody. And so it makes me really want the game to be out there, and I want to keep adding to it. I love adding to the game. So I want the game to be a big success because I want people to go, I actually want people to be going, what is the next expansion? So I can be like, I am working on it. And I can go make all these expansions. I want to do that so much. God. Mythology Guy, what is your favorite constellation? Oh, I've never been asked that before. I'm not sure. Capricorn's pretty cool. But I am a Capricorn. Maybe I'll say my favorite's Pisces because you're a Pisces. I did always think Capricorn was a cool looking symbol because I like chimera like creatures. So yeah.
Okay.
Which mythology do you think is the most messed up?
By
Japan.
Landon Lance.
Japan. And I love
more
it. More
messed up than Aztec?
Yes, because you remember when I really got deep into studying Japan, I went to you and I said, well, I thought Aztec was messed up. Japan. I literally said that. You remember after I read the tale of Juan Yudo, the fiery
wait.
guy.
Is Japan more messed up, or is Aztec more messed up, but Japan's weirder?
Well, Japan has some really... It's got a snail woman who bites people's testicles off. I think Japan has more messed up stuff than Aztec does. So I think on that note alone, it kind of wins. Because Japan is a way bigger mythology than Aztec.
Okay. So I've been seeing this question a lot by Ilias Constantinides.
Constantinides.
Fuck.
Who is deadlier, Apollo or Poseidon? Poseidon. Poseidon is more powerful than Apollo. We know this because when Hera tries to arrange a coup against Zeus, she finds it essential. Apollo is already in the coup, but she thinks it's essential to recruit Poseidon because he's one of the only gods who can actually possibly go up against Zeus.
Oh, bye, Ghostboy, because he's gone back. Gotta get to school. So you just know my favorite mythical character is Prometheus. If I spelled that right. Bye. Bye.
You didn't, but you were close. And thank you so much for joining us, Ghostboy. Prometheus is a good choice. Mirden Emrys, thank you so much
Thank
for the
you for the
$2
$2.
donation. Damn. What's your favorite creation myth? Ooh. Ooh. You know what's funny about Aztec creation myth is it constantly follows an apocalypse. It's like the world keeps ending and having to be recreated.
Wow, what a terrible person I am. You say apocalypse, I laugh out loud.
She is the most Schadenfreude person. She's always laughing at people's misery. Oh my god.
He's funny.
You're crazy. That's actually, that might be my favorite one. Like in Greek, we've got Gaia and Uranus. In Egyptian, we've got the birth of Ra, and from that coming the other gods. In Norse, we have Ymir. In Aztec, you have the apocalypses. In China, we have Pongu splitting the egg, which the bottom half of the shell of the egg became the earth and the top half became the sky. In Japan, we have Izanagi's bloody spear forming the islands of Japan.
Look at what a great memory he has. See, that's why you're the mythology guy.
In Hindu, we have Shesha the snake, from him coming Vishnu, from him coming Brahma and Shiva. Yeah, you know, Aztec has probably the coolest, so I'll just go with Aztec.
Hello, fellow Filipino, Kuroko Tetsuya.
Filipino here. Hello.
Same.
Yeah, how do you know I'm not Filipino? Oh, will you give me answers to my homework, please? I'm afraid I don't know what your assignment is on, and if it's on anything but mythology, I probably suck at it.
Oh, hello, Fat Daddy Sack.
Fat Daddy Sack.
What a name!
Thank you
what a
for
present!
The $5 donation. Way to just lay it out on the table, man. Love your vids. Thank you. 2 questions, if I'm allowed. Sure, why not? Number 1, when it happens in the game, Thor and Kratos. Oh, you mean when is the encounter? Okay, so if you want the Thor meeting Kratos encounter, you have to beat the game, then go back to your house from the start of the game and get in the bed. That's how you trigger it. A lot of people don't know that. 2, what is your favorite Earth god or Titan, etc.? Okay. Favorite Titan is, some of my favorites are Kronos and Themis, the Titaness of Law and Order. I think she's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I also really like Iapetus, the Titan of Mortality. Earth God? Haven't really weighed Earth gods before. I like
Does
Geb.
Gaia count as an Earth god?
Geb does. Gaia does count. I like Geb from Egyptian myth. I like him a lot.
Why?
He's just kind of cool, and his story's sad.
Oh, what's the story?
He can't be with his wife. He's forever forbidden to see her because she broke Ra's rule to not give birth. Yeah, Ra's kind of a dick sometimes.
See, this is why you got the douchebag Tinder profile.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So did Aphrodite's powers not work on the virgin goddess? I don't know if she's ever tried. I don't think so. Do you know any Cuban gods? No, I'm sorry, I don't know that one yet, but I'm always learning new things. What is the weirdest mythical creature you've come across? Oh god, we could be here all day. Oh god, it's definitely from Japan, I can tell you that. One is the Shirime, the creature, the pale creature who bends over and has an eye in his butthole. That's one of the weirdest ones, I can say, for sure. So for now, let's just go with that. If I think of another, I'll let you know. What do you think's the weirdest mythical creature I've told you about?
I don't know. It would have to be Japan. Something from Japan. I'm not sure. I have to think about it.
Who's your favorite Mesopotamian god? Okay, I've read the Epic of Gilgamesh, but I haven't really deep studied the Mesopotamian gods. I don't think I'm in a position right now to give you a proper answer to that question. So we'll hold off on that for now. Balder versus Apollo. Who wins? Also, what do you think would happen if the two just met normally? I think if the two met normally, Apollo would want to bang Balder. Because Apollo is bi, and Balder and Balder is supposed to be the most gorgeous male god, or male in general in Norse myth. So Apollo would want Balder. I don't know if Balder would want him back, because I don't know if, like, guy on guy thing was really glorified in Norse mythology, because the Norse had a term for being unmanly. It was called being arger. And it was disgraceful. So I don't know if Balder would want him back, but I can definitely tell you Apollo would try to bang him. Could Apollo kill Balder? I don't know if Apollo would be smart enough to figure out Balder's weakness, but if he knew it, he could kill him like that because Apollo's a master archer. He would just put a mistletoe
Is
on
Apollo
an arrow.
not that smart?
Apollo is poetic. That's
Okay.
the kind of guy he is. But I don't think he's super smart. He keeps getting his lovers killed.
Oh,
He would probably kill Balder by accident.
really? Is he clumsy?
I know, but like he would start some drama that results in Balder getting killed.
Mm. Ooh, KD, probably. Have you learned Philippine mythology yet?
A bit. I've done some Filipino mythology videos, and Wilda's helped me learn a little bit about it, like the Manananggal and the Capre and the Duende and some other stuff. Like mainly monsters. I haven't read about Filipino gods
I think we
yet.
saw this. So Kuroko Tetsuya said Apolaki, god of war in the Philippines.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think we saw some because we were trying to figure out who the main god was, the bad guy in Trece, and I think we came across that one.
Yeah. I also noticed someone said, how accurate is the Netflix series Ragnarok? I assume you're not talking about Record of Ragnarok. You're just talking about the one that's called Ragnarok. Haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to watch it. And when I do, I'll do a video about it on the channel.
Ilias, his last name. Do you think Prometheus's punishment was fair?
No, I think it was awful. And Zeus is kind of a dick. What are your thoughts on Ymir? Well, we're standing on him, so I think he's very sturdy. Ymir in Norse myth became the earth. So, yeah. Good night. Gotta go. Bye. Love your videos. Oh, thank you, Xander J. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, I know today we're doing it at a bit of a different time than the other days, but it's to give the people who don't normally get a chance to be here a chance to be here.
Ooh, someone raised their hand. Dream Tween 14. Who is the best god in general and why?
Have you guys not been listening to me? Hestia is Bestia. Hello. You know what made me sad? I thought I started that term. Apparently that was already a term.
Yeah.
It's from an anime because Hestia is really good looking and that's how it got started.
Of course.
And we're like, Hestia's bestia and we love the Chestia.
Oh my god.
Like I thought I started that term. I swear to the Lord.
You started the wholesome version.
I started the wholesome version. Y'all already had the horny version. And it's because Hestia never does anything wrong and she's just nice to everybody. Hestia is bestia. Mm-hmm. What is the weirdest mythical story you've ever read? Oh man, people love the weird shit, don't they?
Of course.
I don't know if I'd call this more weird or more messed up, but the tale of Juan Yudo, as I was saying earlier, is really fucked up. Juan Yudo is a fiery wheel with the head of a resident of hell on it. The face of a resident of hell. And it rolls around towns and hates to be looked at. Why are you rolling around towns then? You realize how conspicuous you are. Anyway, there's a woman taking care of her baby, and she looks out the window and sees Juan Yudo. And Juan Yudo gets so mad, he goes, instead of looking at me, you should be looking at your child. And then she turns to look at the child, and the child is screaming because it's in a puddle of blood and its legs are missing. She turns back to Juan Yudo, and he's still in the same spot he was before, but now he's chewing on the baby's legs. Oh. So how fast was he that in the time it took her to turn... Oh, that's a messed up story. All right. Have you studied any Taino Arawakan gods? I assume that's part of Polynesian. I'm very entry-level Polynesian. So, like I only know a few like Maui and Kamapua'a and Pele. So still very into that. Who's your favorite Polynesian god? Currently it's Maui. I actually love Maui. I love his story.
Ooh, another hand raised from Fred Dilbert. Can Hades die? If so, what will happen?
In Greek mythology, no. The Greek gods cannot die. It is specifically said they can't die. And the reason they can't die, said in mythology, is they don't have blood. They have golden ichor in their veins instead. So yeah, they can't die. So nothing will happen.
What if you drain a god of their ichor?
Go give it a try and let me know. Bruh, thank you for the $5 donation. Throw me a wacky new creation myth idea because I ain't got one yet. Go wild, make it cool, and spill your brain. Okay. A wacky brand new creation.
All right, come on. Improv skills.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's say one of the original gods was peeing. He was peeing, and he had to pee very badly because he had been holding it in for a long time because his brother had not been allowing him into the bathroom because his brother was a trickster god. So he was peeing, and then his trickster god brother came in and said, "Hey, bro, why you taking so long?" And he said, "I'm taking so long because you wouldn't let me pee, and I had to hold it in for so long. So just let me pee, goddammit." And his brother said, "All right." And then his brother jokingly smacked him on the ass. And then the smack on the ass resulted in his brother letting loose a huge fart, which we now know as the Big Bang. And from that fart blasted life. And from his pee stream became the Milky Way. There you have your brand new creation myth.
Okay.
How strong is Ares compared to other gods? I think he's one of the stronger gods, but we've never really seen him fight other gods. So I don't really have an accurate way to describe that for you. He wasn't part of the coup against Zeus. And yeah, like we haven't really seen him do that much fighting with other gods. We know that when Ares loses a fight, though, he's a whiny little dick about it because he screams and yells and doesn't like it.
Oh, so Chris15 Rep says, "Hey, mythology guy, have you ever seen a ghost of some kind?"
Not that I know of. Yeah, to my knowledge, no. I've had dreams about it, but never in real life. I'm not saying I don't believe in them. I actually do kind of believe in them, but I've never seen one.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? You ever seen one?
I don't know. It was weird. I think I did. And what's weird is I don't know. On that day, it was super weird. I thought I was seeing one, and I thought it was like coming. I was having the Ring vibes, and I thought it was coming to me through like the TV or something.
Oh god.
Or like a reflection. It was
okay.
weird.
You're freaking me out. Shut up. I have math, science, reading honors, math lab, writing, and world history, and I don't want to do it. Please help. Well, I am terrible at lab and world history. Okay, I'm okay at world history because I was horrible at science. I failed out of so many science classes. I was not a good student, honestly. I know a lot of people are always surprised to hear that, but I was such a bad student. I didn't graduate high school on stage. I had to go to summer school, and it was a very tough experience, like to not graduate with my friends. But, you know, it's over. It still hurts, but, you know, what's done is done. Mm-hmm. So, sorry.
Ooh, some random introvert. What is the weirdest food made late at night?
The weirdest food made late at night?
The weirdest food is all the combination of everything you eat when you're high.
Human. We know that there are some cannibals out there who get up for a midnight, body part. So I think that's pretty weird. Was Amaterasu in love with Amino Uzumi? I don't think she was in love with her, but I think Amaterasu was a little bi-curious because there's the tale of Amaterasu hiding in the cave and refusing to come out. But when Amino Uzumi started dancing and took her top off, Amaterasu was like, "Okay, I'm coming out. What's going on?" She literally came out of the closet.
Yeah.
So I think she was just bi-curious is the thing. Greek or Norse mythology, which one do you prefer? I absolutely love both, but I've known Greek longer and I know more of it, so I'll always be biased towards Greek. Horus and Set's story I must know, I think is what that comment said. So are you talking about the lettuce battle? I hope you're not talking about the lettuce battle, where Set tries to seduce Horus and then tries to spray his seed on him, and Horus catches it in his hand and throws it into the ocean and then sprays his seed onto Set's lettuce right before Set eats it. There's your story. Happy? I did a video about it.
Is that the inspiration for Ranch?
Shut up! Everyone keeps saying that. Yes, the lettuce battle. How dare you?
Ranch.
There, I just told the story, so there you go. What's the weirdest Greek story you've ever read? Okay, mixing it up a little. There are some pretty weird Greek stories. There's Heracles' second punishment was pretty weird. His second punishment after doing all those labors was the second time Herod drugged him and he had to do another punishment was he had to serve a queen who forced him to wear women's clothing for 3 years. And she forced him to sit at her leg like a dog. She just completely emasculated him in every way.
Fun.
That was a kind of weird story. Another weird one is oh no, that's from the Tale of Sinbad, the guy who refused to get off another guy's back. What's a really weird ass? I know there is one. I think I was just talking about one recently. Zeus impregnating a woman in the form of an ant. That was one of the weirdest stories I ever found. How do you do that? That was weird. I eat mustard by the spoonful and shot pickle juice. Am I okay? No, you're not. No one who eats mustard by the spoonful is okay. Have you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Not yet. I'll stream it when I do. Is there a god of alpacas? I have yet to see one. Have you? Okay, I already answered that. Thank you so much, Rue, for the $5 donation. Hiya, do you think things would... How do you think things would go if Loki and Hermes would have met? I kind of answered that earlier. I think they would pull really messed up pranks on everybody, and it would be the most insane pranks of all time. They would be tricky. What's your favorite Norse myth? Ooh, There are two myths I really like. One being the one I kind of referenced earlier, where Loki gets Scotty to laugh by tying his testicles to a goat. I think that made me laugh so hard when I heard about that. Another one I really like is the tale of Utgard Loki. How Utgard Loki managed to trick both Thor and Loki multiple times with these tricks and illusions. He was very tricky. Like, he told Thor, "All right, Thor, your first lesson, like one of the things you have, Loki, one of the things you have to do is out-eat this other giant." And Loki tried to out-eat the other giant, but the other giant ate not only the food, but the bones and the plates and everything that was in front of him. And it was revealed the reason for that is because that giant was not actually a giant, it was fire. And fire eats everything in its path. And then later, there's another part where they tell Thor, "Hey, Thor, you have to wrestle this old woman. If you can beat her in a wrestling match, you win." And Thor tried, but the woman took him down every time.
Wow.
And then it was revealed that's because that is not an old woman at all. It's death. You can never fight off death. Death will always prevail. So yeah, that's the thing. What would have happened if Kratos spared Ares? Ares would have kept trying to kill Kratos, based on how that game goes. Favorite God of War game? It's hard to decide between the third and fourth ones, but I remember loving the fourth one so much when I played it. I'm just going to go with the fourth one.
Ooh, so Cole Anson asks, what is your favorite mythical romance?
Ooh, okay. Favorite mythical romance? That's hard because I never cared that much about romance and mythology.
Yet you're a sap in real life.
I might lean towards Psyche and Eros just because it led to such a cool, long, epic story. So maybe that. Let's go with that. God bless you guys. Thank you, Poseidon Aquaman. What is the most messed up Greek myth? Well, I kind of said that earlier with the Zeus ant thing. That one's pretty fucked up.
So instead of insemination, it's insectination.
You don't get to groan at my puns anymore because that was fantastic.
You're a bad influence.
There are some Greek myths that really make me go, ugh, like the myth of Procrustes, who puts people on a bed, and if they're too short for that, he puts them on a rack and stretches them until they're long enough to be on the bed. That hurts to think about. What is the least messed up Greek myth? The myth of Hestia, just sitting there. Yeah, that's not a very messed up myth. Also, I think we can all agree, actually, Kronos eating all his babies is pretty messed up. The thing is, we've all heard it so much, we're so used to it, but when you really think about it, that's pretty damn fucked up.
Yeah.
Also, the tale of Lycaon serving his own son to the gods is pretty messed up, and Tantalus doing the same thing. What is it with child cannibalism in Greek mythology? I love the ocean god mostly. What is your favorite ocean god across different mythologies? That's hard. Okay, so in Egypt has several river gods, not really an ocean god.
Jason Momoa.
Norse has Njord, who is really cool. I really like.
Njord. Him with his feet.
Yeah, guy with the perfect feet.
With the perfect feet.
That's Scotty dicked. I do really love Poseidon. I'm probably a little biased towards him also because, again, I've known him the longest out of all the ocean gods.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I might just say Poseidon. I am a little biased towards him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. Frode had a cool question about something, but he removed it. Boo.
Oh, that sucks.
Nick Oliveris is like, you're so awkward, but I love it. Heart, heart, heart.
Well, thank you. Somebody said, do you know how Jehovah is? Jehovah is the Jewish god. I don't know how he is. I haven't met the guy, but would be cool to someday. If you would be a Greek god, which would you be, please? Okay. I've been asked this before. I would want to be Dionysus because I would want to be a god who gives people a good time. That would be me as Dionysus. I would be going around I think my thing is I would go to people who have had a really rough day or are really depressed or really stressed out. And I would just kind of, if I could, I would freeze time where they are so they're not missing on any responsibilities or anything. And I would say, let's have fun. Let's throw you a party. Let's give you the best day ever. And then after that, I would just let them sleep while time is still frozen. Then when they wake up, I'd be like, great, not a second has passed. You've got all the time in the world. That's what I would love to do.
You're the goodest boy.
Do you think Assassin's Creed Odyssey is accurate? I can't tell you. I haven't played it yet, but I will, and I will stream it. I own the game. You missed my super chat. We missed a super chat?
Oop. By
Mirden Emrys. Oh, shit. We missed a super chat?
I mean, it's been a while. Let's see if we can
crap. I don't want to miss a super chat.
No.
Oh, crap. Can't find it.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to send that question.
Just send the question again. Don't make a donation. Just send the question again. I give you permission to spam until I answer it. Mythology guy, my art teacher always used to tell us Greek mythology stories without the sleeping with people part, and you brought me back a lot of nostalgia. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. All right, what's your favorite Inuit god? I actually don't know Inuit very well. I'm still learning Native American monsters and stuff, and I haven't fully gotten into their gods yet. So far, the Native American god I like most is Coyote.
Sage Whoa! And $50.
Whoa,
thank you.
Sage!
Oh shit!
Growing up, I was the weird kid for being deep in mythology. Glad to see I'm not the only person into mythology. What's your favorite god, goddess from Greek, Egyptian, Norse, Celtic, etc.? By the way, I eat ice cream like you. Hashtag not a controversy.
Thank you so much, Sage.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet and so nice. It's good to see I'm not alone in this eating the ice cream thing. So Greek, Egyptian, Norse, and Celtic. I'll think about that. Keep an eye out for that other person. All right, my favorite Greek god is Hades. Favorite Egyptian god is Anubis. Favorite Norse god is Loki. Favorite Celtic god, I actually really like the dog Duh, because I love how wholesome he is. And, Mirden Emrys, what is your favorite world-ending event? Okay, so I know your question now, and I'll get back to it. So I really like the dog Duh, and dog Duh is like the god of life and death. And what's funny is he's married to, the goddess of, fate and death. She's a very dark goddess, but he's such a wholesome goddess. I imagine they must have a really interesting relationship.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your favorite world-ending event? Ragnarok. I think Ragnarok is awesome. The world literally ends with a war. Yeah. That's amazing.
Wait, did you say every god across all?
He said Greek, Egyptian, Norse, and Celtic.
And he said etc. though.
Oh, etc. Okay. Favorite Chinese god, Sun Wukong. Favorite Japanese god, probably Hachiman. Favorite Aztec god, Mictlantecuhtli. Favorite Native American god so far, Coyote. Favorite Polynesian god so far, Maui. I like trickster gods, in case you can't tell. And I think that's all I can think of for now. So favorite world-ending event is Ragnarok. I think Ragnarok is really cool. And but some of the Aztec world-ending events are pretty funny, like the Reign of Leopards. Or Reign of Jaguars, one of the gods does. Reign of Jaguars, I think it was, and that's pretty hilarious. Do you volunteer to be the god of alpacas? Sure, alpaca wool is very valuable. Could make some real money there.
Ooh, Jamie Inigo, or asks, will you have a Filipino part in the mythology game?
If the game succeeds, that will be a future expansion.
That'll be a future expansion.
I love Filipino monsters way too much to never include them in the game. I gotta put a Capre card and a Manananggal card and a Tiyanak card and a Tikbalang card. Those are gonna be amazing. Like,
shave head for $250.
I'm not shaving my head.
What about for $1,000?
I'll do it for $1,000.
For $1,000.
I'll do it for $1,000.
I will shave his head for $1,000.
Which god or goddess do you think Apollo would fall for if he didn't fall for mortals? Like I said, Balder. He'd be all over Balder. If we're just talking Greek mythology, though, Adonis. Adonis is like the Greek guy famous for being handsome. Wasn't Adonis a part god? So I think that
was he full of himself?
I think he was.
Okay.
Narcissus was way more, but Narcissus is not a god.
Oh.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
No, I was like, who's more of a narcissist?
Narcissus or Adonis? I think Narcissus is the biggest narcissist, given he's the origin of the name. Mm-hmm. What is the worst injury you've ever had? Ooh, by the way, I bite ice cream. Good to know. Worst injury I ever had. I've had a broken... I haven't had terrible injuries. I've had a broken arm. I've had sprained leg. I've had a horrible burn across my
Really?
arm,
I didn't know about that.
from tea. Remember?
Yeah.
It was piping hot tea. Like literally fresh off the thing. And my dad spilled it all over my arm. That was not pleasant.
Yeah. Ooh, what about the time you got stabbed in the hand with the pencil?
Oh yeah, the lead is still in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, you can't. The quality is not good enough. But yeah, I've been stabbed in the hand with a pencil, and the lead is still in there. You read 5 of my comments. Thanks. Well, you're welcome. Oh,
okay.
Mirrodin Emrys is back with $2 more. Wow. Do you like Overly Sarcastic Productions? Yes. Overly Sarcastic Productions is a mythology channel, and I haven't seen all their stuff, but I have gone to them occasionally for research purposes, literally, because they do descriptions on certain myths, and they're wonderful. I love them. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
What is one story that made you go WTF? Well, the Juan Yudo story certainly did. Also, the story of Zeus as an ant certainly did. The Set Horus lettuce battle certainly did. I mean, geez, like there are a lot of stories that made me go, what the F? This Japanese snail lady biting people's testicles off certainly did. The tale of the Shirime certainly did. A lot of stories have made me go, what the F?
Oh,
Mark McCabe says, I have arrived. Congrats.
KD probably says,
Myth Guy, can you say, hey, here's something you might not know. Listening to you, here's something you might not. Oh, wait, no, it's not the pun version. It's the, hey, here's something you might not know about. Listening to you say that sentence calms my mind. Oh, okay. Hey, here's something you might not know. That's a wall. Did you know that?
Welcome, Mark McClave. You have arrived.
Yes. Aries says, "Why?" Oh, you scrolled past it. Why do you think gods like Hades and Ares were known as evil when they were better than 95% of gods?
I think it's just because they're,
Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, go.
It's because in Christianity, which I am, in Christianity we have the devil. And the devil rules hell, and the devil is evil. And people debate, well, if he punishes the bad guys, wouldn't he be the good guy? No, he punishes them because he likes doing it. It's not because he's doing it out of obligation. Hades rules it makes everyone think that the underworld is hell, and whoever's ruling it must be the devil. That's why people keep thinking of underworld gods as bad guys. Then we've got characters like Ares, who, because he's the god of war, and war is not fun, people see that as evil too. But it doesn't, just because you're a god doesn't necessarily mean you're an evil god, because war happens. So we have a god for it. Doesn't make you evil. Just like death happens. Death sucks. We have a god for that. Doesn't make that god evil. But, people see it more simplistically. Bruh, thank you for another $5 donation. Thanks, bruh.
Thanks, bruh.
If the game is successful enough, is there any chance of fan-made gods being added? Also, I got to bounce after this, Chief. It's been fun as hell. Thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much for your donations. Fan-made gods. Thing is, I feel like people would be going to the game for actual
Yeah.
mythological characters. The biggest stretch I've been thinking of doing is an urban legends pack, but that's still something, you know, people are familiar with.
Yeah.
I mean, I might do like a fan, like I might do like not allowed in tournaments cards,
Yeah.
where like if the game is that big of a hit, I might say, hey, here's like a contest and the winners get to put their own fan-made cards into the game as a not safe for tournament version. I don't know. I might do something.
Yeah,
like
or
that.
maybe we could do a thing where we sell the templates and people on their own can like add their own.
That's true. You know,
creature.
we could do that too.
But yeah.
Is there going to be a god of technology? We kind of already have Hephaestus. He's kind of a god of technology. He built robots in ancient Greece. Really? He did, automatons.
Huh.
Like, do you realize how ahead of their time the Greeks were in that way? They thought of robots. If all gods were to have a one-on-one bracket-style tournament, who would win? It would either be Shiva from Hindu myth or Chaos from Greek myth. I imagine those would be the two deciding factors. If we're including the Christian god, I'm going to say he'll win because he's omnipotent. You can't beat omnipotence. It literally means you can do absolutely anything. Do you read comic books all the fracking time?
God, right in front of us.
There's comics right in front of us right now. Should I just here?
Yeah,
look,
just do a quick
look. Comic books. Boom. There you go.
Oh, and Sage.
Whoa, yeah.
Yes.
Sage gave us $10. Thank you so much, Sage. Favorite series from the Riordan books? Percy Jackson. We went over this earlier. I love the Percy Jackson ones, the original. Also, what's your favorite character? Percy. We went over this earlier too. I love Percy's character. I love the kind of guy he is. He's so much fun. Also, I feel like most gods or goddesses are pretty much the scene from Wreck-It Ralph. You are bad guy, but you are not bad guy. I could see that, yeah.
Accurate.
I like that. I like that sentiment. Okay. Am I the only one who ships Artemis and Aphrodite? Well, Artemis is asexual, so I don't even think Artemis would agree with you there. But, you know, you ship whoever you want to ship. Who's your... Damn it. The chat's moving so fast, and I love having you guys here so much, but damn. Who's your favorite comic book author/artist? Okay, so actually my favorite comic series is Fables by Bill Willingham. So I guess I would have to say him since he wrote my favorite series. I also love the Injustice series, though. So I don't remember who writes that and does the art, but both the writing and the art for that are amazing. So those are some of my tops. Do you have a favorite comic series? You haven't read a lot of comics. You've read she's read the Dragon Ball manga, but I think that's all.
Yeah, that's kind of
yeah. So she likes Akira Toriyama.
Okay, from TK Raycon. Thank you so much
for that $5 donation.
Thank you for $5.
$5. I'm a Hellenic pagan here. Good for you. Your shorts on the Greek pantheon are so hilarious. Not only that, most are painfully true. Thank you so much, TK Raycon.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to hear. I've actually had most Hellenic and pagans and both. And I'm not fully sure how it works, so I'm sorry if that's ignorant. But most people who believe in that stuff really seem to love the content, and so that's always great to hear. There are some who get really offended by it, but, you know, everyone's got their own dog in their own race. Do you ship the Dagda and Hestia?
Asks Divine Cheeseburger.
No, well, we must answer the Divine Cheeseburger.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that would be cool, but then the Dagda would have to leave the Morrigan, and if you leave the Morrigan, the goddess of fate and death, she's gonna get kind of mad, and we don't need the goddess of fate to get mad. So tell him to stay with his wife. Best Greek stories for me, Heracles. I love it. Okay. Artemis is asexual, but we don't know if she's aromantic. Point taken.
Is Cerberus a good boy? Asks Pokemon Fart Compilation.
Hell yeah.
Hello.
He is doggo. There is no such thing as a bad doggo. There is only a bad owner.
Yes.
And Hades is not a bad owner.
Ooh, some random introvert. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Crocodile. Or not crocodile. Alligator. I've had fried alligator before. It was weird. I thought it would taste like nuggets because they look like nuggets. Tasted nothing like nuggets. I love your content. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Doom Guy. Weirdest werewolf myth, says Cool Anson. Okay, so the werewolf myths I know of are the Pricolici from Romanian.
Colici.
It's from Romanian myth, and that's pretty much your standard werewolf. That's where we get it from.
Mhm.
And then there's Lycaon from Greek myth, which is where we get the word lichen from.
Mm.
So those are like the only two. And Lycaon is definitely weirder because he tried to feed his own kid to Zeus. So
Lovely.
that's why he got turned into a wolf as punishment. So that's the werewolf.
Ooh, so favorite king / what German man gamer
German man
no gamer man bruh dude
says
favorite king / queen of gods.
Okay, favorite king or queen of the gods. Everyone's raising their hand now because
I know. I'm teacher mode here, like you.
Favorite king or queen of the gods. It's probably the Dagda.
Mm.
Like I said, like I love the Dagda. Favorite queen. It's not Hera. I can tell you that. It's not the Egyptian one, whose name I'm a little worried if I'm allowed to say on YouTube or not because of a certain organization in the Middle East. It's not Frigg. Frigg is great, but she's not my favorite. So it's either Amaterasu or the Morrigan.
I think the Morgan's better.
I think the Morrigan, yeah.
I mean, Amaterasu is cool.
Amaterasu is cool.
She also ran away in the cave.
The Morrigan is way cooler. All right, so I picked both Celtic ones. That's what you got. Do you know about Mongolian mythology? No, haven't delved into that yet. I'm only well versed. I'm very well versed in Greek, Egyptian, Norse, Mesoamerican, which is Aztec and Mayan, Chinese, Japanese, Hindu, and Celtic. I'm partially versed in Polynesian, Filipino, Mesopotamian, Native American, and Slavic. So, and a little bit of Persian and Turkish.
Good night,
and
Mirrodin Emrys. Good night.
Oh, Mirrodin Emrys is leaving. Okay, good night. Thank you so much for coming. I'm glad we were able to get to your question. Alfredo Vega!
$9.99. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys are doing an amazing job, and I just want to say keep up the good work. I also have a question. Who do you guys think would win end of TOP? Goku or Thor? Ooh, that's actually kind of tough. I feel like... wait. Go ahead. What were you saying?
After you.
I think it's going to be Goku, because Goku's in a state where he's currently taking on Lord Beerus, and Lord Beerus is like the equivalent of Shiva in mythology, and I think Shiva's way more powerful than Thor.
Yeah. I was going to say something like maybe Thor would win the first fight, but then Goku would level up,
That's also
and then
true,
beat his ass.
Yeah. Also, Goku's powerful enough to destroy the Earth if he doesn't hold back.
Thor,
I don't know if he can or not. Because Thor was just barely able to beat the World Serpent, and the World Serpent is the size of the Earth. So maybe not Goku. But Goku's got it, I think. I saw somebody said, "What if Kratos fought Lady Dimitri, the woman from Resident Evil, who would win?" I think Kratos would win that fight. If the Titans came before the Olympians, and the same thing for Uranus, who came before Uranus? Okay, that's actually a perfectly fair question. The first being in Greek myth was Chaos. From Chaos came Nyx, and Chaos and Nyx together created several of the other primordials, including Gaia. And Gaia actually birthed Uranus and then mated with him and had other kids. So that's where Uranus came from, and that's who was before Uranus.
The family bonds.
There you go. Yeah. What is your favorite representation of mythology in film?
Hercules.
It actually is.
Oh.
It's so inaccurate, but here's the thing. I've never seen an accurate mythology movie, so I might as well have fun with the inaccuracy, so it's probably Disney. No, because, like, think of it, the Percy Jackson movies are inaccurate, Gods of Egypt is inaccurate, Immortals is inaccurate, every Hercules movie is inaccurate, so, like... It's been a long time since I've seen Jason and the Argonauts. Actually, I think that one might have the best representation. It's okay, if you want the best representation, it's either Jason and the Argonauts or the movie Troy. Those are the ones closest to the actual stories. Okay, so let's say...
Ooh, Fluffy Dog is leaving. Got to leave. Love your vids.
Oh,
bye, Fluffy Dog.
You. Oh, man, we lost a fluffy dog. I like fluffy dogs. Good morning from the Philippines.
Good morning,
to
Rays.
you too. Doom Guy, I think, is leaving. Night.
Good
Sleep
night, Doom
well.
Guy.
Good night, Doom Guy. Have a doomful night. No, it's okay. Good. Marvel versus DC. By the way, you rock. Aw. I mean, they both have like so many world-ending characters. There's no real way to measure that, I think. Favorite god in Hindu mythology? Kali.
Kali.
I love Kali.
Ooh, so Reyes Morales asks, do you believe faith? I guess in faith.
Oh, well, I'm Christian, so yeah, I do. I said favorite Hindu god is Kali. Who would win, Zeus versus Thor? That's a good question. If Thor has, here's the thing: they both have like the most powerful weapon in their myth. Basically, Zeus has the Master Bolt, and Thor has his hammer. It's hard to say. I feel like from a distance, Zeus would win. Up close, I think Thor would win. So that's how I think it would
So be. Fred Dilbert says, I need to sleep. So Hades versus Olympus, who will win?
Oh, God. So if Hades has all his shit, like he storms Olympus with Cerberus and like his army of the dead, I think Olympus would win. Like, as much as I would love to see Hades, that would be such a cool movie or comic or whatever. I want to see the underworld storming that. You know, if Hades can get Nyx to back him up, Hades will win. And Nyx lives in the underworld. So that would be
You think he would win with Nyx?
Yeah, because Nyx is more powerful than Zeus.
Is she more powerful or is she more threatening? Like
Zeus is terrified of her, so I don't.
I know, but Nyx, what if she's just intimidating? You know,
I don't know. But Nyx was the second being.
Ah, okay.
The first being Chaos. So
you think Chaos could?
I think Chaos is the most powerful thing in Greek myth. I don't think anybody can beat him. I don't think everyone else together can beat him. So aspiring writers, get on that. I want to see Hades teaming up with Nyx and maybe Erebus and them storming Mount Olympus with the entirety of the underworld's power, and I want it on my desk by Friday. No, I don't. Tomorrow's Friday. That would just be mean. Thoughts on the Fate series? Have not read it yet. Have you listened to Ram Ranch? I have never heard of that. I'm sorry. Who would win, Odin or Kratos? I think Kratos is going to win that. I've got a good one. Who is the most useless, like across Norse, Greek, and Japanese myth? How dare you insult Kiamedes? Kiamedes is the lord of beans. It's probably, what's the name of the
the Egyptian ghost blanket thing.
Crap, what's his name? He's not useless. He helps people in
what
death proceedings.
Boo.
He actually does do stuff. He just looks silly.
No.
There's the Egyptian god who looks like he's literally wearing a bed sheet. I would say one really useless god is Onput, actually, because she's just female Anubis. You don't need her. She's just Anubis if Anubis was female. And that's literally his wife. He married himself.
Wow.
Do you think Troy Fall of a City is an accurate story? I think it's pretty accurate. They took out the possible homosexuality, but other than that...
Arthur SM asks, do you know something about Brazilian myth?
People have been requesting Brazilian myth a lot. So I looked it up a little. I only know of a few creatures. They've got like a pink dolphin monster, which is pretty cool. And they've got, I did a video on the Curupira. I know about that creature, the creature with the backwards feet. So I know about a few of their monsters, but that's all I know so far. Do you play Shin Megami Tensei? Not yet, but that's another thing on my things to check out list. People have been requesting that.
Okay, Jamie says, bye, good night. And here's my question. Will your card game release and or ship globally? And what expected release date? Love your content.
We are hoping to release it this year, but don't hold us to that. It might go into next year.
It might go into early next year, but we're aiming for late this year.
We're really doing what we can. Just keep so that we're working on it every day. That's the thing. We're communicating with our artists. We're trying to figure stuff out. We're never like just letting it sit and leaving it alone. We're constantly working on it. We are hoping to ship it worldwide. That does unfortunately mean, though, that we will likely have to pass the shipping costs on to you guys because every country has a different shipping cost, and I don't know that we could possibly cover all that. I've heard that that's very difficult to do, but we're going to do the best we can. Okay. Sage's stories again. Damn, $10 more. You just rolling in it, buddy.
It's just like,
damn, I feel like a stripper.
then strip.
Okay. Anyway, what's your view, the best and worst, as in which would suck more to be sent to in mythologies? Also, since you were asked about your favorite world-ending myth, what's your favorite creation myth? Okay, well, I said earlier, I really like how in Aztec, they constantly have apocalypse creation. So I would go with that. Now, which would be the worst place to be sent to? Worst place to be sent to would be Aztec, in my opinion. Because they were constantly making blood sacrifices and everything, and it's we can all agree that that's a rough place to live in, right? We can all agree on that. You don't want to live in a place where that's
blood sacrifices the norms.
Yeah. Now, as for the best place to be, I would actually think Hindu, because that's the one I've noticed mostly. The gods aren't being dicks to the people. It seems like the gods are more often trying to help the people. Mainly Vishnu. And that's Vishnu, nice. Like the one who's a big threat is Shiva, but Shiva's also just kind of minding his own business. So the most deadly god is minding his own business, and the second most powerful god is trying to help people. So I think Hindu is a nice place to be. Wait, I think you might have. Did we miss a super chat? Yeah, this one. Oh, yeah. Soren's Insanity. Thank you for the $2 donation. A story of Hades versus the world. I got this. Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. If you make a story, leave it in like the comment section of upcoming vids.
Yeah, or message us on Instagram.
Yeah, or send an email.
Can you do a shout out to Eric Estevez? Shout out to Eric Estevez.
Oh,
woo! All right, that felt good. I want a God of Alpacas card. My God, they're not going to let this go. We'll see. Who was Hanuman from Hindu mythology? Hanuman, you know how Sun Wukong is the Chinese monkey king? Hanuman is the Hindu monkey king. He was a trickster god who, he has a similar story to Sun Wukong. At first, he was a troublemaker and a trickster, but then he found enlightenment and became a very good and helpful god. One of the main differences is while Sun Wukong has a long staff, Hanuman has a giant mace as a weapon. So,
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Ilias Constantine. What is the scariest Greek myth?
The scariest Greek myth. That's hard. There's a lot of scary stuff that happens in the Odyssey. Odysseus at one point has to go into the underworld and like face the souls of everyone who he watched die along his journey and back in the Trojan War. So that's pretty rough. Another pretty rough part of Greek mythology is actually during the Trojan War, where like Achilles' son like kills a baby or something. There's some dark stuff, but that's also partially because it's based on a real war. Who's the fastest god of mythology in general?
Hermes?
Out of it's probably Hermes, because he's out of all the gods, he's the first one that comes to mind when you think of someone who's specifically mentioned as being fast. Like, and when you realize the fact that in the Orpheus myth, like the second Orpheus turned around and saw Eurydice, Hermes immediately appeared there, took her back to the underworld. That's literally blink of an eye speed right there. So yeah, probably Hermes. Have you read Journey to the West? Yes, I have, and I highly recommend it. I love it. What's your opinion on Indra, the god? Indra's cool. He's, in a lot of ways, he's kind of Hindu Zeus minus the sexual deviancy. He can be a little petty sometimes. You know what's interesting is Indra is the ruler of the Hindu gods, but the Hindu trinity, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, are still above him, and he will not do anything to piss them off.
Who?
Indra. Yeah.
Joshua Flores says, I ship you guys like a sweet couple.
Aww.
Let's do a heart.
All right.
Nope. Stop it!
Tickle. It's nice to hear you do. How will Loki escape during Ragnarok? Well, Ragnarok is, his binds will literally just break. During Ragnarok is the day that all binds are broken. Ooh. So the bind on Fenrir breaks, and the binds on Loki break, and the binds of death basically break too, because the army of the dead comes out of Helheim.
So that's when Daenerys comes out, as breaker of chains.
Of course, yeah. Daenerys will cause Ragnarok by burning King's Landing. Is Zeus a good role model? No.
Goodbye, Arthur SM. Have a great day.
Who killed Jormungandr? Thor. Thor killed him. Oh.
Ooh.
New super chat. New super chat.
Ooh,
Scroll
ooh.
up. Scroll up. Sage's stories
Damn.
again. My
Thank you.
word. I mean, worst, best underworld to be in. Oh, I'm sorry. To be sent a myth. I erased it by accident. Still love your answer. Working hard to get that money just to send you.
Aww.
Okay, make sure you take care of yourself first, buddy. Like, make sure you're okay before you do that. Because, look, we're going to be here, donation or no donation. We love you, man. Worst underworld to be in would be Naraka from Hindu, the place where they literally cook people alive and like they torture you based on what sins you committed in life, and it's pretty fucked up. What? Careful, there's another super chat underneath. Here, let me just click on it. There it is.
Oh.
Have you ever read The Divine Comedy from Leisha? And thank you for the $10 donation, by the way. If yes, what did you think of the allusions to Greek-Roman myths? If no, I think you should check it out. I actually have not checked that out. So, but I have been told that I should. So it's on my reading list.
It's on the list.
Divine Comedy. Because, Wilda, I am a comedian. I might as well become a divine comedian by reading The Divine Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so from now on, when you make... After I read that, when you grown up my jokes, I'll be like, oh, you don't get to grown up me. Do you know of The Divine Comedy? Beneath... Who's your favorite and least favorite character in Journey to the West? Well, favorite is Sun Wukong, obviously. And, least favorite? It's hard. I like a lot of characters, but there's a lot of just characters who are just sort of there. If we're talking main characters, I guess my least favorite out of the main group is probably Sha Wu Jing, but I still really like him. So, or no, it's probably Tang San Zhang, but again, I still really like him. It's because I love Sun Wukong the most, and I like Zhu Bashi the pig second most. So, yeah. Didn't Zeus smash his daughter? Yes. Persephone. Are there any trans gods? They didn't really think of that in the same way we think of it now. So I can't really say that there definitely were. Closest thing would probably be Loki, since he could change his gender at will. So yeah, there's that. Oh, wait, actually, there is the one we get the word hermaphrodite from. There's a myth where Hermes and Aphrodite have a child together named Hermaphrodite. So, there you go. Chaos versus every non-omnipotent god from every mythology. Who wins? Well, like I said, it would be between Chaos and Shiva. So if he's fighting Shiva and everyone else, he might lose. Yeah. All right. What do you think? When do you think you'll play Assassin's Creed Odyssey? I mean, I don't know. Like around the time I get my own streaming going, I'm still figuring out how that setup will work. Opinion on Bast or Moloch? I love Bast. Bast is really cool.
Bast is a bad man.
Yeah, Bast reminds me of you a little bit. Moloch, I mean, I don't know a ton about him. He's a demon, isn't he? Yeah, no, I don't know anything about him. Can you explain Percy Jackson? It's a kid with dyslexia who's a child of one of the gods who, like, finds that out when he's 13 years old and is getting attacked by monsters and has to help the gods settle a feud between them, and anything else would be spoilers. If you could have any legendary weapon from any mythology, which one and why? Does the Horn of Plenty count?
So you can anything, everything comes out of there?
Yeah, like the Horn of Plenty has endless food and drink in it.
Ooh, need.
So that's what I would pick. Horn of Plenty, and then I would eventually have the Gut of Plenty as a result, and I would die. So 10 out of 10 recommend Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm sure, yeah, and I own the game. I just haven't played it yet. Favorite Kingdom Hearts game, the second one. Why is Odin called the Allfather? Because he has a lot of kids and he's in the highest position in mythology.
And he's the ultimate daddy.
Quoting the Tinder video. He's in because he's also king, so like he's like, in a way, you're all my children, that shit. So that's why. What's your favorite game that has mythological elements in it? Age of Mythology.
I
love that game. You knew, yeah. Sage's Stories is back with $5 more.
VIP.
Damn. It's late for me. Gonna dip out. Totally fair. Love you guys. Hashtag you guys are better than Hades
Aw.
and Persephone. Hashtag biting ice cream isn't a controversy.
Yes, make that a thing, guys.
I love this guy. Oh my
Thank
god.
you.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You've been very, very generous.
Thank you. Good night.
What do you think is stronger, the forces of chaos from Warhammer or chaos from Greek mythology? I think chaos from Greek mythology is. Both of your favorite movies. My favorite movie is The Dark Knight. But some of my other favorites are Secondhand Lions, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, Three Idiots. What about you?
I don't know. It's a hard question. But I do like a lot of the classics, like 90s films, early 2000s, like the Mummy series. Yes.
Brendan Fraser ones.
Yeah. What do you call this? Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I love that.
Yep. Oh my god. That's great. So yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Dark Caramel, thank you so much for the donation. It looks like the message was retracted.
Yeah, if you want to drop that question again.
Well, if you want to ask us anything.
But thank you for the
five. Thank you so much for that donation. That's very nice of you. Okay. Ilias Constantinitis says, I bite my ice cream too. Good for you, man. That's what you should do. Favorite Star Wars movie? Mine is Empire Strikes Back. I love Empire Strikes Back also. I also really... If I was allowed to just pick the second half of a movie, it would probably be Rogue One. But I actually always loved Return of the Jedi. I like it more than most people do. Do you have a favorite Star Wars movie? I've shown you 4 of them.
I don't know. I just like Daddy Vader.
Yep, she likes Darth Vader.
The Death Star.
Yeah. Are you going to stream on Twitch or YouTube? Probably YouTube, because I put up a poll asking people what they prefer, and practically everyone picked YouTube. If you two were gods, which gods would you two be? Well, I don't know. I mean, I said I would be a Dionysus-y god. I think you'd be a sun goddess, knowing you in some ways. But what god would you want to be?
A specific god or like a general?
Let's just say general. You can be god of something. What would you be god of?
Sun goddess and goddess of kind of like all-knowing.
Yeah, so omniscience, basically. You want to be a wisdom sun goddess.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. People look up to me.
Okay. Which side is better, Roman gods or Greek? I'm going to say Greek, the OG, but Roman's still good. I saw somebody said, I've seen a lot of Greek myths with man-on-man gayness, but I haven't seen any woman-on-woman.
Gayness?
Like man-on-man gayness, but not woman-on-woman gayness. Have you heard of any? I know one. Artemis's companion... The one that got turned into a bear, it starts with a C. It wasn't Calypso. It was, her companion was actually in love with her, one of her huntresses, and that's what Zeus took advantage. He took the form of Artemis and banged Artemis's huntress in that form. And when Artemis found out her huntress had done that, she punished her for breaking her maidenhood by turning her into a bear.
Great. Ooh, that reminds me of Brave.
Brave may have been a little bit inspired by that. Have you watched Saving Private Ryan? Long time ago, barely remember. Harry Potter versus Star Wars. Okay, if we're talking just the movies, Harry Potter is probably a little better in some ways because Star Wars does have several bad movies in its lineup. But if we're talking the world building, I highly prefer Star Wars.
Ooh, we have a snack question from Luke Jason Hines. Who would win?
Who would win? Apophis, Jormungandr, Quetzalcoatl, or Rainbow Serpent? And does Greek myth have a giant snake? Greek myth does have a giant snake called Python, who occupied the Oracle Cave of Delphi before Apollo killed Python and took it. Now, Python would definitely not win because he's the smallest out of all those snakes. Then, Quetzalcoatl and the Rainbow Serpent, the Rainbow Serpent wouldn't win either. Quetzalcoatl is huge. He's so big that when he goes in the sky, you can basically only see him. Jormungandr is also huge enough to wrap himself around the entire earth and bite his own tail. However, so Quetzalcoatl and Jormungandr are probably around the size of the earth. We all know how big the Earth is compared to the sun. Well, the sun is way bigger.
Yeah.
And guess who can swallow the sun whole? Apophis. Apophis would swallow all 4 of the other snakes like that. He wouldn't even notice.
That's funny.
So Apophis would definitely win that fight.
Cole Anson asks, is there a god with disability?
Yes, Hephaestus. He's crippled. Because his parents threw him off Mount Olympus twice. Because they're assholes. How did you start learning mythology? My mom read it to me when I was 4. She was from the Georgia that's in Europe, and Greek mythology is very popular there. That's how I first got into it, and I fell in love with it. Or, no, I was 3, sorry. I like the Percy Jackson movie. Good for you. I'm glad you can enjoy it. Mm-hmm. What would you do if someone liked the Percy Jackson movies? Oh, well, you just heard what I did. Wow, that lined up really nicely, didn't it?
Loop Shadow Knight, I think, is going. I would love to keep watching, but literally can't continue on since my phone is about to die. Have a good night, guys.
Okay,
good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being
Shadow
here.
Knight.
It was good to have you here. If the mythologies all had an all-out war, who do you think would win? Now, if we're not including primordials, I think the Norse would, because the Norse are constantly preparing for battle. So they'd be the most ready. However, if we are including primordials, I think it's either Greek or Hindu, because as I've said, Greek chaos and Hindu Shiva, I think, are the 2 most powerful gods. However, if we're including Christianity, as I've said before, I think that one would win because he's omnipotent. So that's why I think. All right. Who is the most violent god or goddess that you know of? Okay, it's probably Kali. Because Kali is crazy, and I love her for it.
Do you think Kali is crazier than, what's the Chaos Girl?
Eris?
Eris.
Yeah, I've never known Eris to eat anybody. Who would win, Atlas or Apophis? Apophis. Atlas holds up the earth. Apophis can swallow the sun. Yeah. Favorite Bible story? I like the tale of the 4 horsemen from the Book of Revelations. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Who is the bad god in Hindu mythology? Hindu doesn't have so many bad gods. They mainly have the race of Asuras, who are the demons and the enemies of the gods. And they've had multiple kings, including one called Bali and one called Ravana. So that's kind of how that works. How do I start learning mythology? Click on my Amazon store link and check out the books I highly recommend.
Yep.
I recommend, if you're very first starting and you want to start with Greek, I recommend checking out the Dow Larry's Greek myth book. It was my first, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. Link should be in the description.
Yeah. Any truly evil gods? Yeah, Set in Egyptian mythology is literally the god of evil. So yeah, he's truly evil. So that's one.
Ooh, the ghost has been trying to tell us a fun fact all stream and has been ignored.
Oh, I'm sorry, the ghost.
Try sending it again.
Try sending it again.
We'll try to keep an eye for it.
We'll do the best we can. If you had to fight any god or demigod to the death, who would it be? I'd probably fight Diomedes, the lord of beans. Oh no, I'd fight Priapus, the god of dicks. Because he constantly has an erection and it's easy to know where to hit him.
All right. Bye, Henry. I have to leave now. This has been very fun.
All right.
Bye, Henry. See you next time.
Have you ever read Christian mythology? A little, but not a ton. Also, I'll make an accurate Greek mythology rated NC-17. Oh, God.
Okay. The ghost. Fun fact.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. The ghost fun fact. At the end of God of War 4, Thor is actually there to talk to Kratos about the Avengers Initiative. And if you pre-order God of War 5 now, you get DLC where you fight the big grape. Okay. You know what? This reminds me of my video when Zeus met Thor in mythology. Remember how that ends? You guys should totally check that out.
Dog Haver says, what's the most badass thing you think the Monkey King has done? Ooh, I thought of something, but...
Okay, go ahead.
When he went back into, like, hell or something.
You're saying the same thing I was going to say.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, the when he was like, I want to be immortal. How did he become immortal? He went into the underworld and went to where they keep track of when everyone is supposed to die and destroyed his section. So he can't die because it's not listed that he will die. He literally just cheated and broke the system. That is the best way to achieve immortality I've ever seen in my life.
I thought you could never overcome death.
Not in Norse myth. This is Chinese.
But the Monkey King.
You can't wrestle it. You have to go into its office and fuck its shit up. I love the Monkey King so much.
Okay.
How long is your now?
What?
I have no idea. That's what it says. How long is your now? Okay, I don't get it. What's the history of Pisces?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know that much about astrology. Who's the weirdest god you've ever heard of out of every mythology? Oh, man, you guys love your weirdness, don't you? One of them's Priapus, the god of dicks. Probably him, god of penises.
Great.
Yeah, and then there's Diomedes, the lord of beans, but I love him. Probably, I think god of penises is a little weirder than god of beans.
Ooh, Joshua Flores asked, favorite fast food place?
Ooh, are we including pizza places?
Yes, for you.
Okay, probably Round Table.
Yeah.
Or Capo's Deep Dish. I really like that.
I don't think that's fast food.
Okay. I also love Wendy's and Wingstop and some others. Shoot, I saw a question and I wanted to answer. Now I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah, there. Do you know any Puerto Rican mythology? Yeah, a little bit. I did a Puerto Rican mythology video. What did I call it? It was the video where they have to make sacrifices to that god who, if they don't sacrifice to, he'll bang their women. Well, if anybody knows. Will you guys concentrate more on Hindu mythology or do skits in it? I do Hindu mythology skits when I think of them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I basically, here's the thing. I just kind of sit around, like, trying to think of a skit every now and then. And most of my ideas are going to be Greek because I've known Greek for so long. But sometimes I really try to come up with a Hindu one and they pop up. So really, it's I do it as it comes. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when I notice, hey, it's been nothing but Greek for a long time. Let's really try to do something else.
Ooh, so your choice asked favorite Pokemon. Mine is Mewtwo.
My two favorite Pokemon are right over here. Charizard and Mewtwo. My favorite is Charizard. I know it's a freaking stereotype, but it is. Deal with it. What about you?
Favorite Pokemon?
Yeah.
Maybe Pikachu.
An even bigger stereotype. We're basic bitches over here.
Yeah, we are.
All right. Guys, read Filipino gods. I will. Mongolian mythology? I haven't read it yet. When you say the second one when saying Kingdom Hearts, you mean Kingdom Hearts 2 or the actual second game, which is Chain of Memories? I mean Kingdom Hearts 2. That's what I mean. I've played every game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there was a super chat and it scrolled right through. Where'd it go?
I think it's going to be lower.
No.
Wait.
Where's the super chat?
There.
It's an emoji. Thank you, Ragnar Lardbrock. I appreciate the $1. Very nice. Very nice.
$1.
How did you become the mythology guy? It was her idea. She, I took acting classes and I wanted to be a comedian and I've always been into mythology. And I was in a bit of I wasn't finding any acting work. And she said, why not stretch your, comedic muscle like on TikTok or something? And like she said, you're really into mythology. It would make you stand out. Like, I don't see anyone really devoting their whole channel to mythology. And I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. I'll give it a go. And I did, and it worked out pretty darn well. So it was all her idea. Because of this one right here. Ragnar Lardbrock is back at it again with another $1 and a hot dog emoji.
Yum.
Woo!
Woo! Yum, yum, yum. Thank you.
Thank you. What's the weirdest god of death you've ever heard of? Gods of death usually aren't that weird. Like in Greece, we've got Thanatos and Hades. Neither of them are weird. In Egyptian, we've got Anubis and Osiris. Neither of them are weird.
This is a great question. So, useless member of society asks, if you had to assemble a well-balanced team of one god from each mythology, keeping in mind that they have to get along with each other, who would you choose?
Ooh,
I like that question.
Okay, that is a cool question. I think the hardest one to find someone who would get along with the others is from the Aztecs.
Actually, I think it would be funner to not consider that because, like, yeah, fucking fight. I mean, the Avengers have fought with each other sometimes.
But if we're actually putting together, whoa! Thank you so much for the donation, Dark Caramel.
Thank you, Dark Caramel. Love Caramel.
Do you know Cambodian at all? I'm sorry, I don't. Thank you, Ragnar Lodbrok, for another $1 in your upside down smiley face emoji.
Yay, emojis.
So, if I were to put together a team, then from Greek mythology, I'd probably pick Athena, because I feel like Athena...
She'd be the strategist.
Would be the strategist, yeah. And she wouldn't be petty towards other gods. She could be petty towards humans, but I don't think...
From Hindu, let's get Kali. Oh, you don't want Kali?
I love Kali, but I don't know how she'd work with, like, Athena. I was going to say from Japan, I'll take Hachiman, the warrior god. I think he'd work very well with Athena. From Norse, Tyr. I feel like I'm just putting together warrior gods. Tyr is the god of war, very benevolent, and like is willing to put the good of others ahead of himself a lot. He sacrificed his hands so that they could strap down.
Oh, him.
Yeah. From Egyptian, Anubis.
Really?
I was gonna say maybe Horus, but Horus also has his own agenda of becoming king, whereas Anubis puts his duty ahead of other things. So I think Anubis
is powerful.
I think Anubis is powerful.
Like, what powers does he have? I know he runs the underworld, right? But...
That's true. Anubis has actually never really fought anyone
Batman
in Egyptian mythology. He's never really fought in Egyptian mythology. So it's hard to say.
Like...
But I think it would be good to have an underworld god on the team.
I know, but does he have powers?
He does, like powers over death. And he has Amit at his disposal.
Ooh. Yeah.
From Hindu, who knows? Maybe we would have Kali as like the secret weapon.
Yeah, Kali's the one you just release. You know what I mean? You don't tell her the plan. You just say attack.
Kali is the Hulk of the team.
Yeah.
Kali. Smash.
Just go.
And then from Celtic, I would want the Dagda on the team, mainly because he's the healer of the team.
Oh.
Dagda is god of life and death. And he would get along with anyone. So that would be my team.
Thank you, Ragnar Lodbrok.
Wow, upgraded to $2 donation.
$2
and
now.
Smiling Doggo.
Thank you.
Which mythical creature is your favorite? I love chimera-y creatures. I like creatures that are multiple creatures put together. So one of my favorites is the actual chimera. I also really love Ladin, the 100-headed dragon. Careful with my Charizard.
Sorry.
He's only got one head. Ooh, thank you, Gumdrop Baby, for the $2. I adore your channel. You're so hilarious. Thank you.
Thank you.
Favorite epic poem, like Beowulf? Actually love Beowulf. I was thinking of saying that when you said favorite epic poem. It's Beowulf. There you go. I love the tale of
Controller player asks, which of the big three would you choose? You talking Hades, Poseidon, and...
Yeah, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. He's my favorite god. So, yeah. Is there a god that everyone thinks is good and wholesome, but in reality is extremely dark and twisted? Well, I don't... Well, when I made a video making fun of Aphrodite, a bunch of people were saying, Aphrodite is the sweetest woman ever. And that's what led to my first What You Might Not Know video, where I talked about how she's, in fact, not one of the sweetest women ever.
No, I feel like she can be sweet, but the thing is she can also be very... the opposite.
There are also a lot of people who don't know how evil Zeus is. There are still people who think he's a total good guy. I don't think there's a god that everyone thinks is a good guy who then turns out to be shitty. There are gods who everyone thinks is shitty who aren't that bad. Like, everyone thinks Ares is terrible, but the truth is Ares has never done anything all that bad. Like, which I also did a video on that called Ares is Fed Up. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it's hard to think of a god who everyone thinks is great, but is actually shitty. I can tell you Aphrodite is a character who a lot of people think is wonderful, and I don't get why. And Zeus is a character who, because of the media, a lot of people think is wonderful, and he's not particularly great. Aphrodite versus Ma'at. Ma'at wins. Ma'at is the primordial deity of order in Egyptian mythology. Yeah, Ma'at wins that, no contest. What's your god team? I kind of just did that, didn't I? Yeah, I just did the god team thing. Who would win, Yamato no Orochi or the Hydra? So the Yamato no Orochi is like the Hydra of Japanese myth. It's a dragon with 8 heads.
Is that the same as Orenchi? Orenchi?
It's Orochi.
Orochi?
Yeah, it's Orochi.
Oh.
Yamato no Orochi.
Yeah.
Orochi for short. Yeah, we have an image of him.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Who would win, him or the Hydra? Well, Orochi is bigger and more powerful. The only reason I question whether he could beat the Hydra is because the Hydra's heads keep regrowing.
Yeah.
And the last Hydra head is immortal.
Ooh, I'm going to say Hydra.
So
I'm Team Hydra.
I was about to say, yeah, I'll go with Hydra because I think, like, Orochi can only hold out for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Orochi's heads don't grow back, for one thing. You know how Susanoo beat it by getting it drunk and then slicing off its heads while it was passed out drunk.
The Hydra?
Orochi. Are you going to stream on YouTube or Twitch? I said YouTube.
How do you defeat the Hydra then?
Heracles defeated the Hydra by lighting his sword on fire, so when he cut the heads off, the neck stumps burnt and the heads couldn't regrow. Yeah. And the last head was immortal, so he ripped it off and buried it. What's your favorite mythology? Greek. I lean towards Greek because it's my oldest and most well-known. Most anticlimactic myth.
That's funny.
How Cetus was defeated. Cetus has become known as the Kraken of Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Perseus defeated this gigantic, horrific, monstrous creature that even rivaled the gods in power by pointing Medusa's head at it. Turned to stone, it was over. That was it. I even did a video joking about that called Release the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
What god or monster has the most heads? Either Ladin or Typhon, because Ladin has 100 dragon heads, but Typhon also has tons of dragon heads, and it's unclear how many. Oh, and actually, or no, the Hecatoncheires only have 50 faces. They have 100 arms. So it's either Ladin or Typhon. Can you tell any Hindu mythology story? Are you asking me to just tell a story right now? Okay. All right, how about the tale of Ekalavya? He was a poor, low-class man who wanted to be a master archer, and he was told he never could because, like, the greatest archers had to be trained by a teacher named Drona, and Drona would not teach low-class people.
Oh.
So Ekalavya, however, it was traditional for archers to have a master to teach them. Ekalavya actually went into the forest and made a fake sculpture of Drona and pretended it was his master, and he self-taught himself how to shoot.
I love that.
He practiced every single day for hours and hours and became such a wonderful archer. He eventually met the real Drona, and Drona was training Arjuna at the time, who is a famous warrior in Hindu myth. And Ekalavya said, Drona, I've been training for years. I have had you as like my surrogate mentor, this sculpture of you. And he even like fired arrows to show how good he was. And Drona was legitimately impressed.
Nice.
However, Arjuna was not happy about this because Drona had promised Arjuna that he would make him the greatest shooter in all of India. And here was someone who was clearly better than Arjuna. So Drona had to keep his promise. So Drona told him, Ekalavya, like, you're falsely claiming that I am your master. If I was your master, you would be obeying my orders. And he said, as you are my master, I'll obey any order you give me. He said, okay, cut off your thumb. And Ekalavya did it. He cut off his own thumb to offer to Drona. And then Drona was like, good, now you can't shoot anymore. So in order to make Arjuna the better archer, he sabotaged Ekalavya. But happy ending. Ekalavya didn't give up after that. He went out, and at first he couldn't shoot at all, but he practiced shooting, I guess, like this, because no thumb. And he's ended up becoming once again the best archer, even without a thumb. I love that. So that's a good story about determination. Don't give up, kids. Cheeseburger Lasers, thank you for the $5 donation. What do you think of the Hades game? I love your channel, by the way. I love the Hades game. I typically hate games like that where when you die you have to start the whole thing all over, but it's a nice fast-paced game, and it's got so much wonderful lore in it. I really love that game. Kali versus Hades? Oh, that's hard. I don't know who would win that.
Kali versus Hades. I'm going to say Kali.
Probably Kali. Yeah, probably Kali. Myth Dad, tell us a bedtime story. I just did! You want another one? Oh god, have you played Fate Grand Order? Not yet. Have you played Smite? I used to, but I wasn't really into the MOBA gameplay. I might eventually stream it for you guys.
So Gamer Man Bra Dude asks, where can I get a copy of Journey to the West?
I have it on my Amazon list.
Yeah, so in the description of this video or another video, just go to the Amazon store and then you could purchase it through the Amazon store.
On the Amazon store, I have the Journey to the West books. They are a little long, but there's a much shorter version of the Monkey King story called The Monkey King's Amazing Adventures, and that's also on the Amazon list. So there you go. What's your favorite and least favorite yokai and kami? Kami are Japanese gods. Favorite Japanese god is a little hard. I'm just going to fall back on Hachiman for now. I do like Hachiman. Least favorite for now, I'll just say Kagutsuchi, the fire god, because he only existed for 2 minutes in Japanese mythology. He was born and then his father killed him.
Oh, I thought he got burnt out.
Favorite yokai? Oh, that's hard. There are so many awesome yokai in Japanese myth. Least favorite yokai? I don't know. I love yokai.
Yokai are the mega beasts, right?
Yokai are any monster in Japanese mythology.
Oh.
Yeah. I love Japanese yokai. It's hard to pick a favorite. I really like Baku.
Baku.
Yeah, the elephant face one.
Yeah.
I really like Baku. Let's just say Baku for now. Least favorite? I don't know. Probably the tall woman. There's literally a yokai that's just a tall woman. So we'll go with that for now. All right. We're going to have to wrap it up soon because we usually cap these at 2 hours. It's been 1 hour and 55 minutes. So I'll just keep going through it. Shiva versus Kali. Shiva would destroy Kali as much as I love Kali. How would you react if Greek myth became real? Would you panic? I'd die because they would find this. They would find this YouTube channel and it would all be over.
Yep, that's it. KO.
Have you heard of Anansi? Yeah, that's an African trickster god. I love him. Do dragons appear in Norse mythology? Yes, they do. Nidhogg is a dragon. Fafnir is a dragon. So there you go.
Okay, some random introvert says, what's your favorite Mexican food?
My favorite?
Chips and dip.
Chips and salsa.
I love tacos.
I just love the hell out of salsa. I know that sounds really lame, but I like it. Do you think when Zeus bound Ixion to eternally burning wheel was just? Yes, Ixion was a R-A-P-I-S-T. So, yeah. But then again, Zeus is one too. But hey, doesn't make the other one okay. Favorite Percy Jackson mythology? Percy Jackson is just Greek. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Sorry. Any news for the game? It's coming. Hopefully it'll be done as soon as possible. I don't have any huge announcements for you.
Bye, Mythable.
Do you do voice acting? Yes, when she makes the Tinder vids, I voice act in those. That's the voice acting I do. Mega Swaggers McSwaggerson. Great message. Favorite anime? Food Wars. Love it. Love it so much. Odin and Yggdrasil facts, please. Okay. Did you know that Odin learned to master the runes? Because the runes, in order to master them, you had to have endured some great hardship. And when Odin got there, Mimir said, sorry, Odin, you haven't endured any great hardship, so you can't master the runes. So Odin got up onto the tree and stabbed himself through the gut and just hung there for days. And then he pulled it out and got down and he went, was that hard enough for you? And Mimir went, yeah, okay. Here's the
dedication.
Runes. That's how badly he wanted to learn it. Yggdrasil facts. Did you know there's a squirrel on Yggdrasil who loves to insult everybody? That's kind of funny. Ratatoska. Yep. Video idea. Zeus in Japan. That would be kind of... Oh, actually, imagine Zeus trying to seduce women and them constantly turning out to be monsters.
That's funny.
That could be really funny. I like this idea. If you two were gods, would you like to be part of... And what we kind of already answered the whole if we were gods thing. Favorite Percy Jackson character? Percy. We talked about that a little earlier. Why is Ares a huge disappointment to most other gods? I don't think he's a huge disappointment. I think his mother likes him. His father just has so many kids, that he doesn't really keep track of them that much.
So Apollo XXX has been asking for a while our favorite colors, foods, and places.
Okay, favorite color for me is pepperoni pizza.
Oh, color? Favorite color?
Yes, favorite food is black. And favorite place is Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
Favorite color? I'm cheating. I'm gonna go with like the dual chrome colors that kind of change.
It's cheating.
I am. Foods. Depends on my mood. Love pizza. Love sushi. Love taco. Everything. Places. I love going to the Philippines. It's a great vacation spot.
Yep.
Spend your USD there.
Okay, cool. How did Odin lose his eye? He had to trade his eye for access to the Well of Wisdom. So he stabbed himself for runes and gave up his eye for Well of Wisdom.
Jason Arnold gave us $1.99. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Immortals Phoenix Rising. Ever heard of it? Yes. We were streaming it at twitch.tv/Zagard several times, and soon I'm going to upload some of that to the YouTube channel. So hopefully that'll make you guys pretty happy. What's your favorite song from your childhood? I loved Journey's Any Way You Want It as a kid. You want it, that's the way you need. I used to love the hell out of that song when I was a little kid. I actually first heard it on The Simpsons, and then I looked it up. Shiva and Sati's story, please. Sati created the god Ganesh to keep anyone from walking in on her while she was bathing. And then Shiva decapitated Ganesh because he wanted to walk in on his own wife while she was bathing. And he thought Ganesh was just some annoying guy in his way. But then he found out his wife had created that person. So that means it was his own son whose head he had just chopped off. So as an apology, he gave Ganesh an elephant head. And that's why Ganesh has an elephant head.
Oh, Aries has entered the chat.
Okay. Aries, I love your content, by the way. It's hilarious and can make people who had... I think he was in the chat earlier. It's hilarious and can make people who had no interest in mythology want to learn more about it. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. And I think that's actually a good place to stop because we're at the 2-hour mark.
Aw, and by the way, the nice comment. Apollo says, I love you guys. Have amazing...
I hope you guys have amazing lives and live forever.
Aww.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
I want to live forever, too.
Aww.
Thank you, Apollo.
I've been trying to ask, why do gods screw people as animals? That is one of life's great questions, my friend. Zeus did it so that Hera wouldn't notice. That was the main thing. But she noticed anyway, so it was pointless. There you go. All right, well, you guys, we really do have to wrap up. It has been 2 hours. I really love you guys.
Last two.
Chat.
So Zekon 2700, you didn't answer a single of my questions. So
I'm so sorry.
Please ask if you ever read...
Have you ever read Shahnameh? If yes, how do you feel about it? I'm so sorry I didn't answer your questions. It's hard to see certain people's questions here. I'm afraid I have not read that yet. So I'm not sure how to feel about it. Very sorry about that second. From Dylan Jones, we have a $5 donation.
Thank you.
What do you think of the Japanese slit mouth woman urban legend? Yeah, I've heard of that one. It's this woman that says, like, do you think I look pretty? And if you say no, she kills you. And if you say yes, she'll leave, but then kill you later tonight. There's no getting away from it. I think it's a nice, creepy story. Yeah. All right. Well, any last things you want to check out?
I think we're good. Thank you. Your choice. You guys rock. Keep up the great work and have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. You guys have been really, really nice. It's super sweet. Gonna do a Lore Olympus live reading soon, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
Yeah.
Currently, we're still working on the long special video. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that out soon.
This is sweet comments by Luigiism.
Thanks for starting this hilarious channel. I lost interest in mythology a while back after having a Rick Riordan phase, but your channel rekindled my interest in Greek and Norse myths, and I am grateful.
That's so sweet. Frode, bye. Boy.
Boy.
Think we can end it there.
Yeah. You got to end it on boy.
You got to end it on boy.
Boy. Thanks, you guys. You guys are the best.
Oh, when's our next live?
We do one every month.
Every month.
Yeah. All right. We don't have a definitive date for what day during the month, but I always try to give people at least 3 or 4 days advance notice. So hopefully that's enough for you guys. And the Lore Olympus is going to be live, and I'm going to try to do that within the week. So hopefully soon.
All right.
Really love you guys. All right. You guys have a wonderful day.
Good night, everybody.
See you next time.
much.
I love doing this so much. All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.